Hey y'all, what's up? It's Friday, so I'm gonna keep it black, but I'm gonna keep it brief. So there I was on a bright and airy Monday morning, changing the sheets on my bed, destitute, heavy, heart hung, low, trying to see how I was gonna run on and see what the end was gonna be, having to convince America to choose a black woman to become president of the United States. And as I fought with that fitted sheet one too many times, I heard the Lord whisper to me, my grace is sufficient, and your faith is enough. Glory! Hey! My God. And I didn't know what it meant at the time, but what I did know is all I had to do was keep on living. And behold, within 48 hours, all of my fears about getting people to the polls were put asunder when 40-some-odd thousand black women got on the call and raised over $1 million. When 30-some-odd thousand black men got on the call and raised over $1 million, and Kamala herself raised over 80 million. Now it's over 120 million. The white women done got on the call, the Latinas, the gays, the Swifties, and I live. Now might I add that even though people are very enthusiastic now, and thank God, child, it was getting real bleak out here, what has to remain true is that we still cannot vote like we need somebody to save us, like a single candidate has all the answers, or as if we're pedestalizing someone to swoop in and become the hero. That's how we fall back into the trap of getting comfortable after primary elections and then pissed and disappointed come the next one. But what we not gonna do is act like the lady not qualified. Stop playing on her top, I don't know. As a senator, she worked on the DREAM Act, police reform, the Emmett Till bill efforts, and though she did have the nerve to try to tell us that one time that this wasn't a racist country, she is on record saying that black lives have not been taken seriously as being fully human and deserving of dignity, and it shouldn't take a maiming or torture for us to recognize a lynching when we see one. As a senator, she also introduced the very first black maternal mortality bill, the Maternal Care Act, and as VP, she doubled down on that, expanding postpartum Medicaid access from 60 days to 12 months. She is also heading up the very first gun violence prevention task force. And back in 2011, did you know she made Wall Street banks pay $25 billion to families they wrongfully evicted just as Attorney General? Now, we didn't ask for this one, but she did give us Juneteenth. And hers was the final push that got the anti-lynching bill passed into law when she became the VP. Oh, but she's a cop. No, she's not. She was a prosecutor. But she sent all those black men to jail. No, she did not. Only 45 people went to state prison during her time as DA, which was 66% less than the DA before her. And as a matter of fact, her office pleaded down serious cases to help offenders avoid felony charges. And on top of that, offenders could get their records erased through her Back on Track program. So here we have someone well-versed and effective in passing bills in public safety, healthcare, and climate change, has gotten us a federal holiday, has championed for justice against corporations and won, and in some ways now, assisted offenders in navigating an already slanted criminal justice system. So again, why she not qualified? What, because she ain't never been president before? Bitch, ain't nobody been president before they ever been president. That's literally how it works. Oh, but we didn't choose her. But you did. Dickwad. It's called the 25th Amendment. Plain and simple. It states that if the president resigns, dies, or gets impeached, the vice president will become the president. We learned that in 9th grade, y'all. That's literally the whole appeal and major selling point of picking a VP. Somebody that will be qualified and designated to step in if something happens to the president. And that 81-year-old man kept getting COVID, so let's be for real. Okay, well, she did just condemn those Palestinian protesters. And I'm with you when you're right. But let me be clear in the logic behind this sudden flip of the switch. We're not saying that genocide is fine and dandy all of a sudden. It wasn't fine and dandy when I told y'all to vote for Joe Biden last week, and it's not fine and dandy now that we got a black lady running for president. And as a matter of fact, reducing the rallying behind VP Harris down to her race, ethnicities, or her gender is a cheap insult and low-hanging fruit. And it's even more of an insult to black women's intersectional purview of the world. You know, my mentor once said to me that y'all love black women's ability to be intersectional when it suits you, but then be mad when we got to make intersectional decisions. Meaning we can't always just pick one side. Hello? My God, today. Anyway, as it pertains to the fight against genocides globally, because there isn't just one nation in turmoil that the U.S. has had some hand in sustaining, you gotta know that there is more than one way to skin a cat. Divesting from the American political system will not influence change the way that you think it will. These government officials over here will laugh at your little show of defiance through abstinence and go on about their merry little way imperializing across the globe. With America being the most powerful, most free, and most influential country in the world, should our democracy go up in flames? Everybody is cooked for real, which is why creators like myself are trying their damnedest to shift the way we vote, not whether we vote. Organizing strategically, election by election, until one day we can put someone in office we don't even got to tell when a ceasefire is necessary. And this, mind you, is all while keeping the ongoing fight for a ceasefire right here at home. Sonia Massey was shot in her face over a pot of water, clearly mentally unstable but docile, sweet to those men even, cowering and terrified, but he still pulled a bullet through her skull with his body cam on and a taser fully accessible to him for nothing. And then had the nerve to call her a crazy bitch when he was a bitch. Tongue about, I'm not taking boiling water to the head. Well, he the one that closed the gap on her. He decided it was best that he killed that woman to suit his narrative of what he thought she was capable of, rather than simply walk away. And is that not what we were seeing with all the massage war against Harris? Why so many black women resigned to defeat internally when her endorsement was made, because we're used to this shit in all of its forms. So then tell me, if black women are the most acquainted with the worst parts of this country and have been for 150 more than its 250 years of existence, then is it not time? Are we not overqualified?